Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be a little bit of a mix, match, a little bit of this, a little bit of that type video. If you guys remember, I gave these something nails a shot. Now this one, if you see here, the nail is still on. There's no lifting or anything, but what happened, because I wear the peel base, my peely came off. See here, my peely right here. So that's fine. That's to be expected. You know, you put on peel base, your peelies come off. This one come off just a little bit, you know, sooner than I wanted it to or expected it to. But when you wear peel base, that's what happens. But this nail is still on. So, you know, if I took them off with my peel base, then I would be ready to go in with another nail here. Okay, but then these two broke off. They started lifting at the cuticle, and then it just went from there. And it was not my peelies. I do have the nails right here, but it was not my peelies. As you can see, because if it was my peelies, I would still have, this nail. And I do not. So, it's not been that long. I think it's been about, what, 5, 6 days, something like that. And I've already lost 2. They were lifting at the base and broke on off. So that is, I guess, kind of my little review about that. This Apuli brand, but I mean the rest of them are fine. So I don't know. But that was one part of the video. The next part is we're gonna replace these 2 nails. And then we're going to do some dipping to fix these. And then we're going to do some pretty little snowflake art for our Christmas nails. So I've already took my sanding band and I have cleaned this up and these 2 right here. So I'm going to take my bonder. Have you talked to Joe lately? I'm going to put it on these 2. Now, as far as them coming off, they left my nails in very good shape. As you can see here, they didn't rip any little pieces off, except like right there, that teensy tiny little piece right there. Other than that, you know, when they come off quite nicely. They didn't really leave any damage, so, you know, that's always good. This is a guy whose world is pretty small, so we're just trying to make it smaller. Eventually, we're going to find somebody that either knows where get our bonder on.
A new face emerged tonight in the search for clues in a deadly shooting. They're hoping to find Joe Brown and bring him in for questioning.
Now, this is the tip primer. This is what I'm going to use. I guess I'll go ahead and move these out of the way.
The next day, the team gets a break.
This is what I'm going to use to, instead of, you know, using my drill or file or whatever to etch the inside of these tips, I'm going to use this tip primer to etch them with.
Looks like someone's home. We don't have enough to kick in the door at this time. He's gonna have to come out here sooner or later.
I say to scrub it in good. Scrub it in. Okay. So there's the tip primer. Let that dry for a second. And then this is my regular primer. I don't feel like there's really anything on there. Now, this primer from Appraise is not acid free. I think. Hold on, let me double check. I don't think it is. Let me look. Nope, it is acid free. I'm sorry. I apologize. Ignore me, I'm crazy. It is acid free. I do, however, have a primer. Where does it say it on here? It's this one. It's a extra strength primer. Apply to natural nail. It says on here, for the application of artificial nails, it says somewhere on this one that it contains the acid. It's not acid free. Where did I see that at? So this one is not acid free. I just don't know where I saw that at. So, apply to natural nail only before any nail extension service. Wait until it dries to a chalky white appearance. Yeah, ingredients right there. That methacrylic acid. I guess that's where I got it from. Yeah. Warning, this product contains methacrylic acid, is poisonous, is to be kept out of reach of children, So, okay, it must have been from me reading this bottle is where I seen that it contained acid. So, if you're the kind of person that you have a problem with, lifting and stuff, you might want to consider switching from an acid-free primer to an acid-containing primer, because I do know that they are stronger.
At this point, I don't have any reason not to believe.
But of course, a lot of people don't want to use them because of the acid. That's to each their own. It's never bothered me. So.
Going through a million numbers to kind of narrow it down to that little window you're looking for.
Trying to look at this other bottle and see if it says contains what it contains. Yeah, okay. The one, this one right here from Appraise Acid-Free Primer, it says for its ingredients, it's ethyl acetate, oh my lord, isopropyl adenophyl, something like that.
Looks like
Bizox hydroxypropyl and HEMA, that HEMA. So then again, if that HEMA stuff bothers you, then don't use this one either. So it can be a tricky thing, I guess, to try and find a primer that you can use. But anyway, none of that stuff bothers me, and I'm not picky or none of that. So I just go with whatever. But I don't ever really have a problem with lifting, so using the acid-free one has always been fun for me. But I have used the one with acid in it before as well, and it never really bothered me.
Welcome to Google TV. Another beer or
Let me turn this TV down a little bit. I was just kind of chilling, watching my crime shows, watching the first 48. So, I wasn't going to do a video. I really wasn't. I don't know, I've just been feeling kind of discouraged here lately. So I wasn't going to do a video. I felt like nobody really cares what I got to say anyway. I don't know. Just been feeling discouraged. I know I'm not the best. Alright. So, we're going to cut a little bit.
What's wrong with me? Some days I sleep so well. I'm ready for anything.
Of this Apuyu, whatever this stuff's called. Apuyu. Apuyu.
Speak your truth, Nelson. New color-rich shreds of brown. 6 elegantly saturated wearable shades.
I'm just trying to do a thin layer right here, but Lord, stuff's coming out gawky as it can. For this part, I just want a thin layer. Because, you know, I'll put some more inside the tip when I go to put it on. Alright, let me see if I got any gel. Yeah, I kind of thought I got some on this one. Got quite a bit, actually. Lord of mercy. Ooh. Quite a bit. You always want to clean any gel out of your cuticles. You don't want it to dry on your skin or remain wet on your skin, either one. That can lead to gel allergies. So, got that on there. I'm going to cure these for 60 seconds. Okay. Magically got that all cured up. Goes by quick. The 60 seconds goes by quick for y'all, don't it? Okay, so we're just gonna paint some of this, and remember what I said about this previously. It's very thin, very thin. Very thin stuff. But I actually like it. I didn't think I would like that thinness of it, but I do. Like even this one where, if you can see, where you can see here where it came off, like you can't really even tell. It kind of just looks like my natural nail. Kind of wild, like that. Okay. So this runny little booger is gonna go right on my finger, cuticle down, like that. Go under the light. Alright, so let's do the next one. Put some glue or gel or whatever you want to call it down in the well. Add a little bead to the end. And starts running like immediately. I try to wipe off the sides just a little bit. Cuticle down. And then, of course, into the light.
Okay. Drink the entire beer section. What do we do?
What ball flavor do? We do wet piss.
Okay. So there's those on. And now we're going to go ahead and give them a full 60-second cure.
Another beer or something different?
Okay. Out of the cooker. We're going to have to cut them down. I have to try and guess a little bit here because you can always cut off a little bit more, but you can't ever add any back on. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want to just try and cut down a teensy bit at a time, you can always cut a little bit more, but you can't ever add any more back on. Well, I mean, you could. You just have to start all over again or do something like that. It'd be a lot of trouble. Guys, I am freezing to death. I can't take it. Every time I go outside, I just want to cry. And like, I'm in Tennessee. It's not that bad here. I think I'm anemic. Like, I've been wanting to eat ice and stuff here lately, and just things like that. I think I'm anemic, or there's something going on with me. Don't know exactly what it is, but something. Oh, Lord of mercy. Alright, so we got those clipped down. Now we're gonna file them just a little bit. I wanna, oh, wrong one. Well, I guess I could straighten this one up just a little bit too. This went off for a little bit. Now, this was my first time ever using Peel Base and it working correctly. I have used Peel Base in the past, but it never worked out correctly for me. Some people said, well, you got to put on 2 layers. Well, then I'd put on 2 layers. And some people said you got to put on, you know, sometimes 3 or 4 layers. So I got up to 4. That was what I got up to. But the Peel Base never worked out for me. Either they all fell off before I was even done with them, you know, mani, or they just wouldn't fall off at all. It was a regular, you know, drill it as if they were just put on regular. So I don't know why this time it seems to be working better for me. Maybe somehow I just got the hang of it after all this time. Because I only done one coat. That was it. One coat. And it worked out pretty good. So, I don't know what's up with that. But I'm glad that I'm getting the hang of it a little bit. Because it's something I've wanted to do. Because when you make nail content like this and you're just like constantly doing your nails, it's very hard on you and your nails. And it's very time consuming if you have to drill them and file them and soak them and do all this kind of stuff every single time, which for some of us that, you know, are doing these videos, that could be 2 to 3 times a week, every single week. That's a lot. You know, it would be so bad for you guys that just, you know, do your nails and then you wait 2 or 3 weeks and then do a new set. It's not that bad. But, and I wouldn't recommend pill base for someone like that because you don't want your stuff to come off too soon. If you're wanting it to last 2 or 3 weeks, no, you do not want to put pill base on there. Yeah, I'm kind of excited that it actually worked for me right this time. You know, fingers crossed, knocked on wood, that it wasn't just like some kind of fluke, once in a lifetime type deal. Hopefully it'll work for me again and again and again, because I really like being able to do it that way. I just used a little, the little pointy end of one of my tools and put it kind of in between, just popped it right off. I mean, it just whoop, popped right off. It was wild. I loved it though. Get these all filed up. If you remember at the beginning me saying this was kind of a mismatch, a little bit of this, a little bit of that type video. Went over the pill base, went over these what's it? Apui. I cannot pronounce that crap. Nail coming off after, but it was just the 2 that come off, so maybe the others seem to be on there pretty dang good. So I don't want to chalk them up to being a bad nails just yet. We'll give it just a teensy bit longer. It's so hard to get these things straight. Lord, it drives me crazy. Okay, I think I got it now. Okay. Good deal. Alright, so from here, let me take my file, my e-file, that is, about 10, I guess, and we're going to go around these, around the edges here, get them nice and flush and cleaned up. I struggle so hard, you guys, doing my non-dominant hand. I do. I struggle so hard with it. gonna just file over this so I have a good surface. Buff it up a little bit. Take all the shininess away. Okay. So let me try this one. I wish I could be ambidextrous and rich and beautiful. Damn. I wish I could be a lot of things. No, I really don't wish for all that much. The only thing, like, I wish that I could have, like, a little piece of land out in the country, like way out, you know. Nobody's gonna bother me. You know, a couple acres, I guess. Maybe 5. Don't want to go too crazy with it. Have me a few, like, little goats and piggies and maybe some chickens. Some cute little things, and I could just sit at my little miniature farmhouse and do my nails and pet my animals, and you guys, I would be in heaven. But instead, I am a nurse that works my patootie off. Try and make ends meet. What is wrong with this piece of skin over here? What in the world? What? What's up with that? Weird little piece of skin right here. Ah, Lord have mercy. Guys, see what I'm talking about? Do what I say, don't do what I do, because I do things I'm not supposed to do, so I have to warn you guys, don't try this at home, children. Ow, ow. See, burnt myself. But there's like a weird little, what is wrong with this little spot?
I'm sorry, can we stop? I know that we're selling car insurance here, but, you know, all the cute little animals, it's too much.
Alright, I give up on it. It's just a weird little spot that's gonna have to stay. Because it's not leaving, it's just burning me, so it shall stay. Whew, Lord, I got dust galore. Oh, see, my mind is all over the place, y'all. Going back to my wishity washity here, there, and everywhere video, I'm also reviewing the Cascade Color Works liquids. See what I think about them. See what the dealio is with them. Let me get some of this dust off here. I'm done with this glue. We can put it up. The color I'm going to use, the red color I'm going to use is called Radiant Ruby. And it is from Sparkle & Co. And it was part of their November Advent bag. They done like for months. It was a bonus dip, July Radiant Ruby. And it's what's already on these fingers, by the way. So, that is it. Okay. Now, to get, well, you know what? I got my Sparkle & Co. Peel Base here, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on, because the Peel Base takes a few minutes to dry. So, I'm going to go ahead and get it on so it can take its little 10 or so minutes to dry. And I'm only going to put one coat and see what happens, because I used that UNT last time and one coat was good. One coat done it. I did not need, you know, I'm putting on a decent coat. I'm not doing it like super thin or nothing like that. But one coat done it. So we'll see what happens this time with this Sparkle & Co. kind. And that's the only two base, peelable base coats that I have. So it's the only two I can compare with, because it's all I have. But I've heard that, you know, all that good stuff about that UNT one. So that's why I kept trying it out. And I gotta say, it worked. It finally worked. Just had to take me some tweaking with it. Yeah, it only took me one coat of it. So I'm going to try that with this one coat of the Sparkle & Co. See what happens. Like, you don't want them to come off too soon. And you don't want them to, you know, be impossible to get off either. So, we shall see. So, got my peelable base coat on. Gotta let it dry. So, we're going to give that about 10 minutes. And I will be back. Alright, guys. This is the package I got from Cascade Color Works. There. First I got this little dip powder. It's called Maldive.
There's all kinds of pictures of him on here. Guns, drugs, shady sign, big bags of marijuana, shotgun,
Really pretty blue color.
Well, I'd like to know lineup, and they're not going to take a look at the lineups. Let us know if one right up.
Betsy brings in you saw a suspicious meal looking for 2 days.
Now the liquid. I've had a little bit of a situation when I first ordered it, and it arrived, which I love this little box they got going on here with the liquids in it. I like this. Okay. When I got it, originally,
$1,000 without a car title, or
Hold on.
$6,500
Okay.
using your car title, and you'll save.
I originally got it, opened it up, this is what was in it. I noticed this had spilled out right here on the lid. Had a real strong odor. I was like, whoo, wee, something spilled. Well, I pulled them out. Top coat looked fine. Base coat looked fine. Then I put out the activator. And if you notice, if you can see, there's like some orangey looking lines on it. And it has spilled everywhere. And I don't know what was up with it, but when I took the lid off of it, just that liquid just started running down everywhere. It was just a big mess. And if you look, while I got this lid off,
Find yours on the Verbo app.
let me see if I can get it where you can see. There's some discoloration all over the back of the bottle and around the rim. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. I'm trying to get it close enough for y'all to see, but not get all blurry and stuff. But there's like discoloration around the rim right here, and along the back and the front. So I called them and I was like, there's something wrong with this activator, and it kind of leaked all over itself and my box and everything. They were great. They apologized. They got me another one out in the mail immediately. I had it within just a few days. Okay. So this is the new one that they sent. And I noticed even it had some discolorations, if you can see, like right here and along the rim. I've never had any other top coats do that, but I thought, well, you know, whatever. I mean, not top coats, activators. Whatever I said, I don't know what I said. I'm half asleep, guys. So I've never had any other activators do that. But I thought, you know, whatever. You know, a little bit of leaking, not a big deal. A little bit of staining on the bottle, not a big deal. As long as the product works, fine. Okay? So, I've done my first. Well, actually, I just swatched this. I used the base coat, done a dip, base coat, dip, went in with the activator, and it left these white streaky lines on the fish. Wait, what am I saying? What? You guys, I swear I'm falling asleep. I just said it left some white freaking lines on the fish. Lord have mercy, I'm losing my mind. Okay, it left some white streaky lines on the dip powder. Thought, okay, left it alone. I buffed it, filed it, done all that stuff you gotta do to it, and of course that kind of buffed out the little white lines that had gotten on it. Well, then I went in with my second dose of applicator, because that's how I do. After I buff and file, I do another applicator before, you know, I move on. So on that one, again, it left kind of not chunks, but patches of white stuff. So I'm scared to use it. So I asked some people and I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. It'll go away when you top coat it. Not a big deal. Okay. So I, took their advice, top coated it. It was still there. Still there. So I don't know what I done wrong or whatever. But once I started talking to people, I found out it actually is a complaint among people about this activator leaving those white, chunky, patchy areas, streaky areas that don't necessarily fall out or cover up with your top coat. So, I was not the only one that had that problem. There was several other people that had it, posted about it, talked about it. So, the many that I done using these, I did not use their activator. I was just too scared to. I'm gonna use it though. I am. I don't.
I got everything right, except for the place.
Alright, so we're gonna try this all again.
To help prevent spills. Dixie, make it right.
With Red TV Stream, I can get live TV and on demand anywhere. Look, Serena Williams, Matrix, Serena, Matrix.
I don't know if I'll use that activator or not. Let me think about it. But their base coat, top coat, oh my god, they're divine. They're awesome.
Get your TV together for the best of live and on demand. Introducing Direct TV Stream.
I'm really good at harmonizing with like
This is Radiant Ruby from Sparkling Co. Okay.
No matter what wakes you up in the middle of the night, Nature Made helps you win the night. Our Back to Sleep supplement is scientifically designed to help you relax and quickly fall back to sleep naturally. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
And their liquids have a very strong odor. I don't know if they have a milder one that you can ask for, but these, Lord, burn your nose hairs right out. Very strong odor.
There's one moment where we thought he was going to break down and maybe give us something, but he didn't give us anything. He wasn't remorseful.
6 hours into the investigation, Detective Justin Leader charges Cameron with murder. Two months later, Ritter gets some unexpected news.
That base coat can sometimes make it hard for you to do your first dip. So I kind of put some on there and let that initial base coat kind of chill out with that. They say having that, oh, what is it? That pillable base coat. They say having that down makes
When they're sick, they get comfortable anywhere and spread germs everywhere. Wherever they rest, protection. Nothing kills more viruses, including the COVID-19 virus, on more surfaces than Lysol disinfectant spray. Lysol, what it takes to protect. Align fast-acting biotic gummies. Helps soothe occasional abdominal discomfort, gas, and bloating, and it works fast. In as little as 7 days.
I feel like
Try fast-acting biotic gummies from Align.
alright, guys. So
Did you go flatten?
I'm sorry, guys, if I'm not all with it in this video. I have had some teeth problems, and when I went to the dentist and got some work done, it was extensive work, by the way. Took quite a bit of time, and pretty painful. And they gave me some pain medicine to take at home, and I've been taking it about every 6 to 8 hours. And Lord, I'm just about I feel drunk. So
Looks like our witness picked out Mr. Tucker. Yeah, definitely on the right track.
After verifying that D'Angelo Thomas sent a text message about the murder, Benton has enough for a warrant.
oh wait, shit! I was about to go on to my next fingers. No, 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 no. Dry, 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 dry. It's so shiny, you know, it's hard to tell when it's dry. Alright guys, so I'm going to pause you for about 10 minutes because it takes this about 10 minutes to do a good full dry with no product on top of it. Now if I had dip powder on top of it, it would dry much quicker. I'm saying like 1 to 2 minutes max. But I guess because there's nothing on it, it's going to take its little sweet time to
Alright guys. All white out.
Alright. So we're going to take this base coat.
Their throats were slit. There was some type of instrument that was used to strike them in the head. The cause of death on all three of these folks was complex homicidal violence, meaning that they could have died from any of the wounds that was present on their body. Kill a person by strangling them, or stabbing them, or cutting their throat, or cutting their hands, but they had all of these things combined on one body. This was overkill.
The boy on the floor, Jacob, had hesitation marks, we would call them, where something was jabbed at him. Several around the lower and outside of the eye. And then one that was cut into the eyeball itself.
These look like torture wounds.
Who does this?
This is something you see on a horror film. This kind of thing doesn't happen in real life, but it did. It happened to my little boy. And it happened to his best friend.
Well, I got a pretty red sparkle there.
You know, in 1995, I went into homicide. Thinking, you know, I'm going to change the world.
Okay, you gotta let that,
But I've
you
never
know,
seen anything that
drive
terrible
a
before.
minute or two.
And I just wanted to be out of there.
This one's got cat hairs on it, of course. No matter what I do, Lord, they're everywhere.
And I thought I could be terrorized by looking at them, or I can come to this understanding that I'm going to
Talking to my husband about it recently, I was like, you know, we probably breathe in
and they're going to pay for what they did.
all these massive amount of cat hairs.
Chromebooks are seriously easy to set up right out of the box.
And he's like, yeah, we probably do.
Now get out, 'cause you're good to go.
But it ain't killed us yet, so I guess we're okay.
No annual fee on any Discover card.
Alexa, turn on Fire TV.
Play the Pirate Show.
One on video.
Find dog training videos.
Call Thea Florida.
Pause video. Restart video.
At Petco, you can enjoy the convenience of picking up simply by pulling up. So you can Petco and go.
Zaxby's going Springfield couldn't possibly get any better. I stand corrected. The great big
That
Polish
cloud is getting like those red sparkles on there. Those, you know, because they didn't do that the first time. Well, and you know what, guys? I completely forgot to go around my cuticles. How did I forget that? Lord of mercy. What is wrong with me today? I'm telling you, I am not on top of my game.
Before I went into homicide, I would, you know, do family things, go to holiday events, and then once I started working in homicide,
It's about too late. You don't have a really big window to go around because, you know, it starts to harden on you. And
I've lived in the same apartment since 1986.
dang
My
it.
personal life is my job. I'm obsessed by my work. I'm obsessed by these victims and getting justice for them. I think it started with this case in 96 for me. These victims can't get up and go catch the bastard that did this. That victim laying there looking up at you is saying, find my killer, and you have to do it.
Standardized test scores have significantly declined across the board in Tennessee.
Dang cat hairs. Ah. Anybody want some cats?
As I'm looking at a crime scene,
Got some you can have.
eyes of the killer.
4 of them.
2 of them were tied up.
They've all got very different personalities. These liquids are very nice to work with. They're very,
I looked at the knots.
well, they're very thin, but not too thin. They're like the perfect middle ground between thin and medium. I mean, they are great. I love these liquids.
And you could see the frying pan on the stove, and the stove was still on.
The smell, though, is very, very intense.
And without warning,
I don't I don't know if they have a low odor offer,
There was one missing.
but if you are at all sensitive to the smells and dip flu and all that kind of good stuff, then you definitely want to check in
I didn't know
to
what it was at that point,
if they have a low odor kind, because these are very, they're kind of stout.
and
Ain't gonna lie, kind of stout.
you could see handprints on the stairs. Somebody appeared to be crawling up the stairs, and they had blood on them. What I believe is that there was some type of struggle initially before the victim was brought down into the basement. The motive was mystery, really, at that point.
Okay.
We didn't know why they were killed. We didn't know why
So,
that would kill them would kill them.
got them done. Those three.
In the investigation, we had no answers. But whoever did this crime personally had a hate towards these people.
Take my fluffy brush and brush them off. This is my fluffy brush now, not my stiff brush. I like to use my fluffy brush first, so kind of get an idea of what I got going here. See how dry it is and things like that. Head in with the
detective that you would think of.
hit in with the
Care.
major scrubby brush.
I knew it was going to be difficult to talk with her, but, you know, Sarah held it together. I asked Sarah, who would have done this kind of crime to your mom and your little brother?
I know right away who had done this. I just knew.
Okay.
Tis the season to save a bundle. Bundle auto and home and save up to 25 for a quote today.
Alright, so now we're ready to go in with our second dip. Now going in for the second dip, I'm going to take my stiff bristle brush. Not really heavy handed and not really too much. I'm just going to go around it a little bit. You know, because you don't want to pick up that powder and put it back into your bottle. So I'm just going a little bit, not real heavy handed or nothing like that. Just a little bit. It looks like I missed a little piece right there. I have to go over that.
New color riche reds of blood. 6 elegantly saturated wearable shades that make the ultimate. Rediscover the power of red from L'Oreal Paris. Because you're
Make sure I get that covered in.
For their first holiday card as a couple, Trevor had a choice between one where he looked great and she didn't, or the opposite. He chose wisely. When you want to end the year on her good side, make it a thing with Shutterfly.
Is now involved in monitoring the new evaporator system, and that
Many
news
after
is
homicide, Sergeant Rick Zimmerman is interviewing Sarah Strauss, who only hours before found her mother, brother, and brother's friend killed.
I asked Sarah, who would have done this, Sarah? And she started to tell a story. She said she had been in a relationship and she had been physically abused.
He was a gentleman at first. He would open doors for me, pick me up over puddles, and I never had that before. And then he started to become verbally abusive.
Get that in there
He
good.
said I wasn't gonna ever be good, and nobody else would ever want me. Once I was
See how the brush turned red? Wipe that off on a paper towel. Because you saw we dusted off with a fluffy brush and we dusted off with the coarse brush, and it still happens. So we can't really help it, but we, just try to wipe your brush off, do the best you can.
He was abusive and he was trying to find me. And just my family knew where I was.
Sarah says Henry was obsessed with finding her and their infant daughter, and had called her mother Ida
Okay, use
to
my
try to track them down.
little stick like I forgot to the first time, so I have some extra filing to do on this one. I already know.
Where Sarah was hiding. Henry started to yell at her mom, actually threatening, "You'll be sorry," before leaving.
Once we had Henry's name and started developing history, motive, and opportunity, we determined that, yeah, this could be that type of a crime scene, that somebody is torturing these little boys to get information.
Zimmerman started running check.
Y'all done caught me dozing off, huh?
He has a substantial criminal.
Poor guys, I can't help it. I'm so tired.
Developing all this information.
Working night shift, it takes a lot out of you. And like, even on your days off, you just don't ever feel rested.
We went to our property room to retrieve that
Okay.
telephone cord. And we compared that to the photographs of the telephone cord from the murder.
What?
The knot was
What
exactly the same.
is that? I ain't never seen one do that before. Okay, anyway. Moving right along.
We started looking for where does he stay.
Make sure these are dusted good with this brush. And then of course we're gonna, well, you want to go down. You don't ever want to go like side to side like this, because all you're doing is pushing those into your sidewalls. Any dirt or dust or anything, you're just pushing it into your sidewalls when you go side to side. You always want to go down.
Turn on the TV, and I just went into the dead sleep. When I work in the murder case, I don't get anything done. I don't watch, I don't check my mailbox. My family doesn't call me because they know I won't answer. If you're working in homicide, the job has to come first. That's just the way it is. I slept for about 4 hours.
A street in Memphis was renamed
I woke up. Henry had been arrested. His car was stopped by a patrol officer. When someone's arrested, you want to get them into the interview room as soon as possible. I put on my cleanest dirty shirt and I went downtown right away.
This is really moving fast. This is still the first day of this active investigation. We were pretty shy on actual physical evidence. Do we have enough to go into the interview?
Don't worry about going in too hard. I mean, don't try to knock your skin off or anything, but you can go in decently hard with it. Get all those dust and debris out. Alright, take your move everything over. Take, see, there's still red on it.
What's wrong with Ray? I can find strength in a rest day.
Got something.
What's wrong with me? Some days you sleep
Okay.
so well.
So, let me
I'm
try
ready
this
for
again.
anything.
Okay.
Find out what's wrong with you.
How powerful is an Invisalign smile? So powerful, you can face anything, even these faces. And this is a powerful thing. And this is the clear aligner brand most trusted by doctors and more predictable. Invisalign.
Yeah, I feel pretty good covered on that one. Let me make sure I'm good up here by the cuticles. I think we're good. I'll have to brush off a bit. Not that it seems to be helping much, but do what I can.
Sergeant Rick Zimmerman and his partner Mike Green just arrested their primary suspect, Henry Patterson. But with no witnesses and no smoking gun, they need Henry to confess.
You may pay as little as
I want to
$25 for a 3-month
get it for the
prescription.
victims. I want to get it for Sarah. I want to get it for the community. But mostly, just want to get it.
Henry Patterson, when we went into the interview, looked like a guy that was a little bit pissed off.
Seems like the longer I've
Inconvenienced by the police.
been doing it. No, I don't know. I was gonna say